And those two players, I think, are going to be even more interesting to pay attention to than the Monacy and Nico duo of past.
Rifle to rifle as we get underway on map 1, Falcons map pick. We saw some pretty rough go of G2 on Ancient to start off 2025. Nice grenade. That's going to do a lot of chip damage across the board. Fast flurry up. Dexter gets first blood. Heavy God retreats back. 5 HP to his name. Snacks inside cave. That side of the site clear. Good. Bomb can go down, barring some kind of wild smoke spam, which does end up coming up to the favor of Falcons. TSS on site. And we've got Nico trying to flex outwards, but Mobs is going to best him. 1-0.
1-0.
Keep track of that all day long. Retakes coming out. Snacks going to get blindsided from this corner. Kicksan hanging on, and that's going to put pressure to Hunter 1v3. One of the talking points we didn't get into. Kovac on Kovac action. And Hunter's going to disengage from this one. Doesn't take his chances. Falcons win pistol.
1-0 here for Mobs over Nico, but Nico to win the round. Falcons with a really strong start, and there are going to be emotions high. Nico talked about trying not to cry, depending on who wins or loses, with Hunter beside him in the interview with Shocks before the game started. It's an emotional thing, for sure. Because it's elimination as well, they both said they wished it was yesterday, and that there wasn't so much on the line. Unfortunately, it's more fun for us that there is a lot more on the line. And it will also be a game where he said, whoever wins, we're going to cheer him on for the rest of the event. But as it stands, you can't be friends in the server.
No, going to try to keep it cordial after the fact. But you can see what that pistol means in and of itself. Wonder what it's like for Hunter looking across.
I think it's got to be awful. I feel like Hunter has put his entire career, and openly has stated this many times, into one day being able to play alongside Nico. That was his one goal. I've never even heard him say, I want to win the major.
Right.
And for him to get there is already beyond remarkable. Like, imagine you're just starting out playing. I know you.
1-0.
And you can make it your goal to play alongside your cousin, your brother, in Tier 1, before you're even in Tier 1, and then you get there. That's amazing.
Yep.
There's Kovac blood, but it's still incredible to do. But now that that's over, you have to wonder how Hunter's feeling emotionally. That definitely was a big part of his journey and why he ended up on G2 in the first place. You know what? It was 100% of the reason he ended up on G2 in the first place.
Yes, no doubt. And one of my favorite esports trophy lift moments was watching the two of them hoist it in Katowice not too long ago. One of the only few times where we see Nico shed a tear on stage. He said one of the most emotional things he's ever experienced playing Counter-Strike despite all these years. Now, here we are, 2025. One of them goes home today. No one's got history quite like Counter-Strike. Off the tech pause, back to the action. Force buy comes through from G2. And they'll be taking a glance at ramp. TSS down here outside of the doorway. Kicksan's the one that's kind of at risk, and sure enough, he will falter. Snacks good 5-7 frag to keep man advantage. That's guns to be grabbed, and nobody else to hang on. So you see the reaction, immediate A exit out from Magus. 0 defense here, barring this donut player. And Hunter starts to creep along. Eagle shot misses, 5-7 put down. And it looks like the hooks are in for Falcons. Smoke in front of Donut serves up a real issue if they want to stop the bomb plant. Faking it out once as Nico, just ensuring if any activation should have happened, could have gone down moments ago. Flank connects, Dexter finds his, and it's all about Monacy now. Not working with a kit, not working with vision, not working with a teammate. So he peels back for a moment.
Even though this comes down to 2 players here for Falcons, this is a 10 out of 10 round by them. They, even in their setup where TSS is playing outside of B main, he's ready for a flash to come through. There's a huge chance they could have just stopped that push and then took A at the same time. So the fact they had the contingency plan to take the A site on this eco, even though these kills went wrong, shows you they're really thinking well. And then the shots come in, but they already have positional advantage on the site. So pretty rough guns for the retakes. So very promising start for Falcons.
This is just a side note, Mo, but I do want to take note, if we can, look out for these kinds of MP9 crouching duels. Modesty in that 1v1 just now, in Donut, right? Because we all feel like, I think, the MP9 nerf maybe didn't identify some of the bigger issues. But I do want to kind of keep an eye out, because it feels like Valve never do things without data behind it. So look for crouching duels, okay? That's one.
Yeah, like he doesn't win the duel.
Yeah.
That's something that got nerfed.
You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not saying he would have won it pre-patch,
but you are saying math is real.
And that maybe we are crouching with MP9s more often than we realize. Now that it's actually had an effect on the game, keep your eyes wide open, folks, as time goes on. Don't just jump to conclusions. Maybe it will have real effects.
Oh, goodness.
Kicksand.
That was a laser beam.
God damn. As far as possible, it's not just a laser beam, but it's also a trigger. Serves as the activation for the commitment up the ramp. Snack's trying to find the better pistol. Will get his hands on the deke. But effective smokes just definitely keeping G2 out of this engagement despite their best efforts to spam away. And now they can have some vision, so we'll see if any of these T's get peeled off. There's a follow-up smoke if Magis really wants to offer up a bit of safety. No kit for the retake. But again, CT so little invested. Why not try to start racking up costs? Last round was close, economically speaking. This time it's 2 casualties, but no third. TSS hangs on. TSS. Let's talk about TSS and Falcons at the start of this year, shall we?
Last bounty, TSS was the least talked about person on the lineup coming into 2025 and the most impressive player at the exact same time. I think his form improvements are carrying on from the previous iteration of Heroic that he was on, where he was already showing how good he was. I think bringing Heroic a lot of success, and it's great to see that in brand new circumstances after finally reaching a new peak in his career that he could continue, even though they've changed the 2 outside players of this team. But you could argue they've upgraded them as well.
TSS goes running past Cave while it's smoked in front of Snacks. A little bit late to pop it open. Ooh, he picked that fight and loses it to his counterpart in Kicksan. Man advantage as G2 try to get their first gun round undergoing. But right now, red room push perhaps here from Nico.
Oh,
He's found the path.
This is going to get mollied, and Hunter's going to walk away from it because he's going to assume this buys a few seconds. Nico's talking now because he's in a really advanced position.
Ramp play, heavy god, nice.
Wow.
Just pushes down at the perfect moment. Kicksan hands busy.
Hunter versus Nico.
Oh, it feels so wrong, but it looks so good. Nico catching Hunter on the fallback. Modesty here inside a donut now. Mobs finds one versus Nico. There's the answer, but a missed shot reopens the possibility. Push comes out and Modesty's out. He's able to disengage. They're going to keep that pressure up. Missed flicks. He's supported, though. Mobs and Modesty right here to lock it in. Magis turned back, 100 health, bomb on his back, 1v3, 30 seconds, but a cave push. Heavy God standing on Snacks' corpse, and that will catch him off. So we've got G2 on the scoreboard 4 rounds in.
That was a great play from Heavy God, who has had some critical impact, definitely. And I think that that moment's one where it looks like Nico's trying to take charge of the map because he's in the advanced position inside of window. They can start thinking about whether it's going to be an A split or B split. And that's when Heavy God makes his move. It feels like earlier than was anticipated by Falcons. I think the two worrying signs, if we're going to pick one from each team, it's Magic's. Magic's game yesterday was really poor.
Okay.
You know, he's not going to expect the most out of him, but it was just so below what he normally can provide. And then Malbs as well, who has shown us that he can definitely carry on this roster, but needs to do it every day now.
Don't stand up, Tessa. Don't do it.
Smell him.
Don't you move that noggin. T's come knocking with the exec over top. Heavy God's got util support. First one's good. Ooh, team kill. Nico blows a hole in the back of Magic's head. And all of a sudden, that attempt to catch the B-side off guard gets absolutely stuffed.
Another solid setup here out of G2. This will have no legs now. I don't know what they can do with this round at 50 seconds. It's just looking like an elongated save. I have to keep checking I have to keep checking the team logos when I talk about players.
Because it's all mismatched.
Yeah, it's all mismatched now. Like, I can't.
Yeah, well, just get ready because we do, Rops versus FaZe after this.
Yeah.
It's a crazy day of Counter-Strike, my friend. Today really feels like that first taste of 2025. Kixan trying to jiggle it out. Yeah, that's a good Tech9 kill. Stepped up Dexter. Bomb can get scooped up. Should never get planted and won't be. m0NESY moves in. I was a little nervous when m0NESY was missing those donut shots one round ago. I think that, you said one thing that maybe can be weaker at the moment is this worrying Malb's underperformance. But I've also seen m0NESY look a little bit more human than some of the other top 3 players of 2024.
Yeah, that's no doubt.
So far in the last couple weeks.
Yeah, we've just quietly been ignoring him sort of in the conversation because it can be a slow start. But that has been a thing.
It's because we give him the benefit of the doubt.
Because Shanghai was weird too.
Yeah, it's like
Shanghai was weird. If you're only going back to check the numbers look fine. But if you were watching Shanghai, you know that m0NESY was struggling.
And at the moment, sitting on a 1.07 rating, 2 maps into Katowice.
It's getting old.
That puts him behind guys like Alexi B.
Alexi B.
No offense to Alexi. You were telling me yesterday that we've been watching NiKo be very vocal in this Falcons project, despite not being the in-game leader.
I mean, he's outright calling. He's not interrupting people. He's literally just calling. A lot of setups, a lot of stuff. We had some comms where he was just calling straight out of an eco. So there's some stuff where it's clear he's the first to talk. It's not even like, hey, hold on, I have an idea.
Right.
But I think that's just something that's the same as when he was playing on G2. Stacks. Nice triple.
Kickstand, not the first in-game leader to have to weaponize and
I think
hero out NiKo.
Yeah, I think it's fine too. It's not a star player taking over comms. It used to be a joke that, NiKo's the IGL and no one knew about it. Turns out it was always true that he was always calling. Right. But he's also clearly quite good at it, and we learned at Dallas that there's something to it. In fact,
good point. Good point.
And as a support caller, you could still expect him to be the impact player that he is, instead of, as long as there's always a real caller on the team, it seems like it powers up the roster, not just by having NiKo's impact, but by having his comms.
Here we are, all tied up at 3 rounds each. Falcons back in with money, but utility's nearly non-existent already. At the minute 20 mark, 1 smoke, 2 frag grenades. At least they've got positioning. We didn't see a challenge down at the bottom of mid from the defense. And Snacks will be bolstered by m0NESY in this one. Spam away, make it feel risky, and all of a sudden you'd think you're drawing them into the m0NESY off, but nicely done from TeSeS. Comes peeking in on the other side. It's a 2v2 in cave from both teams. And
Snacks used so much ammo because he thought he was on the right side of the bait, but it turns out both teams were baiting. And now it'll be a walk towards B. Let's see about the CT loose rotation and Hunter as he starts to make his way over to G2 have been really good about these stacks. Up close against the smoke, but they'll have to peel back once this goes away.
TeSeS in the same corner.
Maybe not.
Heavy Gods SMG gets it. Snacks, strong trade frag as he falls back. Him and Hunter now in this B site. And we can see Malb scrambling over from mid. 35 seconds. Pressure on Falcons to still make something happen. This smoke is not going to last forever.
Yeah, but it's still quite fresh, isn't it?
They've got Magisk now climbing up middle to come and join them. So clearly, this commitment from Falcons will be at the B site. The question remains is, how much of G2 is going to be here?
With no nades, you don't like their odds in a retake. They have at least a kit to work with, but I'm sure they really want to make this a 3v2 before the bomb goes down.
Smoke on long side, flash for short. Oh, 2 players full white. NiKo wastes no time. And while Magisk peeks beyond that pillar, offering Snacks a chance into the 1v3, he is at half health up against Kixan and NiKo. It's for the lead. And with the smoke still on long, it allows that ramp fallback. The longer Snacks took here, the easier it seems Falcons will be able to hang on to their post plant. NiKo at the base of the ramp. Just going to try to play out the trade frag. Snacks silently on the approach. Has the kit, but again, half health. Not ideal. Taps it. Gets the first duel and won't win it. 2 survive for Falcons as they go up 4-3.
Yeah, I guess it was possible, but it's very low odds retake without a smoke in that situation. Tactic is great. I think this is a moment where, again, the CTs are the ones who are going to want to look for a kill so that they have a better chance in the retake with no utility. But Falcons throw the flash on short, the peek to get their kill, get 2 birds stoned at once, as we like to say in Canada. Also securing the bomb plant off of that frag, knowing they can't be double pushing up off of short just to get a little extra advantage. And they were also playing off the fact that I don't think they had a smoke in that position.
Fast A play.
It's not vacant, though. m0NESY's waiting for them.
Waiting for bomb, though. That's the problem as well. Nice shots from m0NESY under pressure.
Oh.
Doesn't give a damn. Triple from m0NESY on A main. Opened it up for TessS to upgrade.
This is a rare sight.
Bomb comes out a little late with the smoke down on it. TessS unable to flick into the temple. It's a Kicksand 1v4. So desperate. Exposed in the smoke. The retake in an instant. That is m0NESY standing tall.
Yeah, that's huge. Whole clip is beautiful here for m0NESY on the hold. And again, you're getting a lot of plays where it's like fake feints into mid control into vacant A sites, and it's just very common to play open fort over on A on Ancient because of its retakeability, because if you're playing Donut, you can come to the signpost and take the fights. But a round like this is a perfect ante for G2. They knew the play was coming. That's well done again by So important to win a round like that on CT side, because now you know Falcons are not going to try that as often as we see a lot of teams do.
Ooh, frag for elbow. That's going to find good damage. Half of NiKo down. Mid control gets taken over, and bullets just barely missing as NiKo looks to go extending up into Red Room. There is no contest offered to him now.
It's a very safe jump spot. That pushes the entire banana play back into the site.
Mobs versus NiKo right here, right now. And NiKo's going to get the better of him. Activation on the B ramp simultaneously. They offer it to TessS. Double headshot from the Dane. And while that bomb moves up from Donut, what's left of G2 right now is separated. We've got m0NESY here in Temple, but not close enough to the site to stop it. And his teammates so far gone that if m0NESY wants to be the hero, he'll have a chance. A first missed shot gives his position away. Incendiary flushing a player into the line of sight, and they are going to keep that pressure up. They want this op to hit the ground, and they got to fight for it. Still 2 kills offered up. No defuse, of course. This is Falcons back with a 5-4 lead.
Gotta love a round like that out of TessS. He didn't even make it a spray transfer, even though he felt maybe the double push was coming, playing very confident at the moment. Hits the first spray, pauses between the second burst, and it's right to the dome. Also, the safe jump spot. These small things are really important. You could take damage, you get shot out of the air, but this is clearly a commonplace idea for G2 to try to take this mid-round timing to get banana control.
I believe that's 1-1. Mobs versus NiKo.
Round, I guess 5-5, and then we win 2. We're in the lead, guys. Break. The Falcons are out on this round. For G2, it's actually 2 of them. And I think that's definitely something key. We're playing on the new patch. And we've already seen some moments where the Falcons looks great. Looks like it's worth the money for once.
Yeah, 1950. It's affordable. Oof, my God, dude. It is a festival at the bottom of mid, but here we get a change-up. Snax trying to get aggressive out A main with a teammate with him. So Kicksand's about to have 2 players in front of him. Will he think about Snax? Seems like it, but not able to stop him from getting the trade frag. So suddenly that mid control seems isolated, because guess what? Bombs in T spawn here, Falcons.
Okay, Snax.
I don't think he's found it.
Really good at tricky plays like this, and Magic seems to have lost him. And there it is, another one for Snax as he tries to go and get that back quickly. If he had, of course, the B site was right for the taking, but instead,
man, he didn't see the bomb.
Oh man, but this, they might walk into their death right now.
Falcons are simultaneously getting kills back on B. This is a recovery. This is a 3v5 recovery. Oh, and TessS zones in on Mobs. Snax tying up as the top fragger in round 10, gets a 2K from a 4v5.
Never thought I'd see the day where we have to save snacks, Connor.
And then all of Falcons just walk out into the B site. He was 5 feet from finding that bomb, and this looks so different.
He actually made this round entirely possible, but you know what, man? The fact that Falcons, without the bomb, continued forward on a full B exec in this round means they earned it. That was a hard position to read for G2, and it took a lot of composure for Falcons to continue forward with their idea, knowing that this bomb was actually the main priority. But look what happens to the map now. The one guy sitting on the bomb can no longer protect it. His teammates who were playing on B were just not ready for that. That's a solid call.
And solid individual showcasing from TessS and Degster. It's those 3 kills that they nab inside the B site that brings this back. A 3v4 for Falcons, despite not having bomb possession and technically having Snacks sit on top of it. But, you know, they went out in the odd chance that bomb does get recovered.
You know, the biggest problem of the last iteration of Falcons is like they had no style whatsoever.
Sure.
You could not say that this is their play style. They tried to do like fundamental CS. They played a little bit like this, a little bit like that some days, but they didn't stand out from any other team. You know, between the coach and IGL and that roster, they came up with nothing. This lineup already has a little style. This lineup also has a full core, as they tried to do last time, but one that's already operated well in CS2. And now they have even more ideas in CS2 from relevant players, Nico and Kixan.
Yes, sir.
But the way in that round and the one prior, where they had the open A site and TessS looked to stop the push on B, they've continued forward with 2 different ideas in one round more than once, and it's actually brought back really rough situations.
Falcons, 1 team, but operating as 2 units.
2 wings?
Yeah, keeping unlikely situations under control. Now TessS here's this stampede of players out from Cave, but it's a bit of a meat grinder between TessS and Nico, and Degster just wanting to disengage, make sure the op doesn't go down. Pistols out for G2 as what was once a tied game at 4-all is about to turn into a 7-4 Falcons lead. Bomb can just run over to that A site to guarantee it. Round 11 in their back pocket. Rain will be playing later today. As the round wins shower in the favor of Falcons.
I watch G2 and I watch Falcons to laugh, but I watch Eternal Fire to learn. And I think both these teams have as well, taking multiple losses. Actually, is it Falcons who lost twice to them? 2 series back to back?
Yep.
And I think have benefited from that experience.
Yep. Eternal Fire looking better than ever, so you'd be a fool not to keep a close eye on them. But if these are the teams you watch to laugh and Eternal Fire is the team you watch to learn, who do you watch to cry?
Maui.
Oh. And who do you watch to love?
My wife.
Ooh, right through that incendiary, no damn given by Kixan. Open red duel. Mob's feeling back as this pressure coming out from Falcons to finish off the T side. An 8-4 T side versus G2 on Ancient. Their map pick. That is what's up for grabs. As the CT utility is low already. Falcons have shown us the ability to recover disadvantaged rounds. They've shown us the ability to adapt throughout this T side. While TessS may be shining brightest, there's also Degster, Nico propping this up.
You know, G2 have been timidly playing with the idea of mid, but they really haven't been overtly aggressive like we see in a lot of Ancient games right now. But the late retakes can definitely pay off, and this is a huge find for Hunter.
Bad molly, bad molly. Snacks is supposed to have been cleared by the molly. Instead, he drops TessS in the exec, and it's going to be the 2v5. 1 kill in already.
What a crazy fight to take.
It's a bunch of damage on Magis, not going to help him out. His individual shots just not connecting, unlike his teammates, and he needed that to happen because, yes, the bomb is down here in the open vision of the 4 remaining G2 players, so not as aggressive in mid out the gate, but a nice re-aggression in the middle of the round puts Degster into a dire spot, and a 5th one recovered for G2. It's enough of a defense, but it's still Falcons with that 7-5 lead. A pistol with full conversions and a nice streak of 4 rounds deep in this T side is what set up Falcons for this 7-5 half. We saw adaptation and we saw recovery. A couple of rounds that G2 definitely could have put on the scoreboard ended up slipping through their hands as Nico on the opposite end only went 1 and 2 in opening duels. So it's the rest of the squad around him that's putting forth this evening in the inaugural head-to-head of Nico versus G2.
Can't say we saw a bad half out of G2. In fact, Snacks played pretty damn well, and some of the calls were looking strong, some of the setups were looking good, but Falcons were definitely better. They stood out a lot, 2 rounds in particular, where they were in lost positions and recovered them. That's nice to see for Falcons, who spent the last year in lost positions and then lost them. So, is there really more magic to give here for this team?
We'll see if Tessez can sprinkle in a bit more. 12 and 8 as he begins the second half. Was quite key in some of those critical rounds. Mobs just guns down Nico. Clock straight through the eyes. And as Magisk finds one kill on the hold, it's looking like that bomb's inevitably going to go down on A. So retake needed, no kit for the CT purchase, but they interrupt. They flood in and Mobs just owns.
The
Try it a little
Guatemalan
faster, because Mobs is shooting sharp.
Wow. And tearing down Nico right there. That's like the perfect start to that clip. Insane from him. His entry power is obviously so relevant when it comes to Ancient. And I'm going to put a flag down before we start this half. We have seen that in the debut of G2, Mobs, as an inmate, so to speak, running the Asylum on some of the mid plays, where he could definitely be a bit stubborn about trying to get kills, especially when he's feeling it. But since that game, we've definitely seen, I think, Snacks take control back on the roster. So hopefully now we've got that perfect balance of Mobs on point, but the calling also controlling him.
Ooh, nice molly.
Wow.
Love that. Burns out green. Nobody actually there. Magic, ton of damage with the one MP9 that was here out of the gate. Fast flood yet again. Look how many Falcons members ready to hit with pistols, but the front runner's dead. It's headshots across the board and then a wallbang onto Degster. You'd think off that MP9, a flurry of defenders could have gotten something more done, but we're going to tie this game up at 7 rounds each. G2 also winning pistol and converting on their T side.
I love that, man. I'm actually so curious now how this game ends. Mobs had sort of just a half to start the game off, but now we can see this is going to be him at full strength. Falcons will have it tough. Setup on the round is obviously the right call with all the players dead on the A site. But I think what went wrong in their opening games was, okay, sometimes your star player has an idea, you want to just let them do it. But there were no support on his really sort of quick rushes. And now there's a lot more support. I mean, maybe you lose a second on the rush, but you're going to have positions mollied out that he doesn't have to clear. It might grant you a tempo later on in the round, and you certainly are less likely to lose him. Nice and close to the pack. Tied game, man.
I like that it's all starting very chummy. Mobs waving at Nico. Nico waved back the first time.
Yeah.
You know, but now G2 are in a good position at the start of this T side. And look at the difference. Still a laugh, but it is elimination looming. And as this series gets on, the seriousness of the situation will sink in. Big shoes to fill for Mobs. And a dire position for Falcons in round 15 as they have just that 157 P250 Desert Eagle. Cost-effective conversion round from G2, one to go. Oh man, this makes me nervous though. 5 CTs in the B bomb site. The bomb is outside of the doors.
So here's the thing. They're going to walk in a cave. There's only one player here. Oh, actually, T's are not making a move yet, so they're going to get a lot of info right now.
Oh, he hears it coming. Oh my god.
What?
That's nasty. P250 on the cave peak. Somebody's got to go get that bomb eventually. Grenade's going to finish one. And that brings Nico back in on 21 health with a USP. Him versus Monacy. Not going to go his way, so... You know, in a different round where they're better equipped for the situation, maybe something happens there, but it is a clean 4-player standing triple kill from Monacy. He's now topping the charts 14-8. This is G2 about to get tested by the Falcons' first CT buy.
No kidding. This game's going to give us everything. We only have just gotten started. This is the perfect sort of staging to the day, though, I think. And what a day it will be. Phase and Vitality up next as well.
Oh my god. You're telling me this is the appetizer?
Yeah, seriously. Sometimes all you need is a few good apps.
Yeah, you know, but Spirit versus Astralis, that was kind of just like a breadstick.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's the butter.
Maybe just a wet nap.
Oh, the timing is amazing.
Beautiful.
And this is the mid control I was hoping to see from G2. I think this will put a lot of pressure on them in these following T rounds. There have been some teams that have tried to, I would say, fake it until they made it with the mid control, but really were not as clean as some of the teams that they've been watching demos of when it comes to taking control of it. I'm expecting Falcons to be one of the teams to actually exec on it properly. And And if they are going to be able to win Elvo every round, this is where G2 will definitely have the most trouble. We'll get into it more as the rifle rounds spur on, but for the moment, we've got G2 trying to find out if there are any outs left in this round at a minute. But I'm not seeing any stragglers here from Falcons. Dexter holding high or low? Let's see. Yep.
High.
Got that covered.
Love that. Just a success formula from the start of round 16. I mean, a kill apiece for TeSeS, Dexter, Nico, all simultaneous across the map.
I think that position now you can hold low and you see a shadow that you can adjust to really easily. Hunter. Full camo in the bushes.
I like to call this position Arnold.
Yeah. What's the lore?
From Arnold Schwarzenegger in the Predator movie.
When he puts the mud, he goes into the mud.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Counter-terrorists win.
Ugh. Chills.
Tied again. 4-4, 5-5, 7-7, 8-8. Numbers, numbers, numbers. What do they mean, Mason? What it means this round is your attack gets shredded in the first attempt. So first gun round for Falcons looks good. Let's see what G2 have up their sleeve. Back to the mid aggression. Nico diving around in anticipation of some kind of a swing. Look at that radar, man. Look at those nades.
That's what you want to see, man.
There's so much posturing out of the gate for control.
But this is a bit like, you know, oh, cool, we got B control. But, you know, usually you want B and mid at the same time. They have to have a creative plan to get this back. A re-smoke into cave as well. And unless it is going to be the full B exec, you got to assume Falcons are in the better spot for sure. This is where Snacks really needs to think. Because I would say Falcons are doing everything right. You can see the freedom of rotations, the op getting an even better angle, and on the quiet map, Dexter has every right to jump up.
Wallbang too, right? So he's going to be on high alert for this left side peek. TeSeS steps into his kill.
And look at this.
It.
Now they were just hoping to wait it out and go B afterwards, but it's just pure information from Falcons. Now they have to frag their way out of this problem.
G2 trying to get something going on the ramp. Another volley of utility over top. That does get 4 defenders allocated to the B site. Huge flank coming out from Nico, running through the swamp.
These are moments where you can tell they're floundering a little bit. We've got that, huge flank oncoming.
Nico's coming.
And with the setup grenades here from Odyssey, he's surely just dead.
Yeah, Nico not going to waste a moment there. Deals with Odyssey, who's trying to throw supportive utility. And maybe those nades can offer up support for Hunter and Heavy God. They get a kill apiece. Malb's unable to hold back on flank. Hunter will find his. 2v2, low HP for what's left of Falcons. Big moment here for Nico. On an op. Of all things, 2 towards cave. He swaps back to the AK-47, swings up into the site, and it's a great recovery here for G2 as they puncture in as that flank starts to hit them from the back. Successful entries from 2.
Absolutely. They did frag their way out. They're 2 dead behind the smoke on long, and G2 get away with murder. But if that's going to be the way you win rounds sometimes. You think Malb's not winning his duel versus Nico. That's the critical moment. Like, Nico's flank coming in and catching them throwing nades. Them knowing it was a B site exec the entire time. Those are the odds that are incrementally increasing your position, swinging the potential for you to win into your favor. But again, this is, at the end of the day, a point-and-click adventure. And their entry pack delivered. And that was Hunter delivering after really not having much to say in the first half. Nearly tying up the scoreline. Still money here for Falcons. And if I'm going to keep it real, with the staging to last round, I think G2 are going to need a better response to this mid control.
Well, they'll begin with the red smoke. Oof, man. Nico goes running through it. Nice pathing.
I mean,
is he going to test this? Because you've got 5 players walking towards A main right now. You got 5 players walking at Dexter.
Yeah, they cleared out B main now. Now Nico can walk.
Starting to activate. Catches Heavy God throwing grenades. Ooh, Dexter flashed off his angle. We saw Monacy go big from this position. Dexter trying trying to replicate it, and he will. 2 kills to his name, hits that shot onto Hunter. Total stuff of G2's attempt in. 5 up for Falcons. We're tied again. This game will be tight to the end.
Yeah, such an excellent wide swing out of Dexter. And they had all their clues early once again. G2 immediately go for the perimeter, try to make it. Last round was a very late B play. This time it's an early A play. Again, throwing that feint in terms of their utility in mid, but with not much behind it. Like, you can only trick teams that are worse than you. And Falcons are very aware of exactly what information they had. They didn't even smoke elbow.
4 rounds, non-consecutive wins, back and forth, back and forth.
Again, it's another simplistic call here for G2, but this one has low guns, so it makes sense.
So forced by the QQ up, Falcons hitting double digits first. You see how emphatic they are about the just total shutdown in that last round. You've got G2 where you want them if you're Falcons. They walk away with a smoke and flash between them. And Snacks is playing the AK-47. Monacy on the Galil. Pistols for the heavier hitters.
Well, it is Snacks and Katowice after all.
And to be fair, he is amidst the top performing players of G2 at the moment. Nico trying to line it up. In a moment, G2 could just pounce. And it's going to either happen on Nico and Donut, or it's going to be Dexter here in Red Room. And the multi-kill potential here for Dexter. This is a tough one. Tough with the op, this close up. Tries to get out towards B, then all of a sudden the flurry comes out. Missed shot, but at least he successfully fades away. And now that he's bolstered by defenders, he is able to go back at that one. But this Hunter position in the corner, it doesn't get fully cleared. Kixan takes the Tech 9 to the head, 3v3. Guns getting picked up, trade frag's efficient. Modesty with bomb has a teammate right behind him, and you've got Dexter solo B.
They want to chase this down.
He holds, and he doesn't hit it. Modesty with a ripper of a headshot. 3 frags on this round, and just when Falcons start to feel the hype, now they feel the heat. Nico feels the need to fast play and wallbang, and a second spray that almost gets a bit more in, but Heavy got to the corner silent.
He's sensing it. He knows he's around default, trying to bait him into peeking, but if he gives him time, Nico does this.
Oh, he's just toying with him. Then he commits. Nico dead, and it's a G2 push through Red Room that works. Can you believe that?
I can't, because again, another position where Falcons, they have the full info, they block the attack on A, you have G2 grouped the entire time, they walk up into window, and because Dexter starts to peel back slowly, he misses his first opportunity to get a kill, then he really doesn't believe that it's going to be a mid-take at all, and that one gap is what brought G2 the round, but there was no fake involved in that situation. It was just pure silence. And also a symptom of the fact that Falcons were not holding on to mid-control that they didn't know. Also, this peak, I mean, what can you say about that?
This wallbang. Oh, it gave him hope. It gave him hope.
It's actually a great punish, though, from Heavy God. You could tell that when Nico gives you space in the 1v1.
Like, I cannot hear what's going on the server because we are panicking. Like, the dead people especially. And it's happening since the first half. Like, chill, boys. We are playing a fucking game. Just chill and give clear comms. Like,
no time to chill. Not with
that was Hunter.
Hunter.
I'm not sure. The accent was like a little bit. Yeah, maybe it was Kixan. Yeah, that was Falcons. It must have been Kixan. Happening since the first half.
Stark contrast, huh, from the celebrations that Falcons felt when they completely owned that A site. Mere moments later, and it's G2 on 10 first. You wanted silence? You got it.
Look at the timing. It's perfect here for G2. But, the push is also amazing. Mulbs, accidentally trades out Tessus. That's so unfortunate. He was down to 1 bullet of health. There is a very strong A setup at the moment, but we've got a team that doesn't have much to work with, so they're going to bite on everything.
Nico hits the headshot, but Hunter bests him.
Critical moments here for Hunter, man. The Tech 9 frag, off the mid push. This kill on Nico.
Smoke to be laid down in front of Dexter. Oh, he tries to press out. He could have peeled a player off Donut. Bomb's gonna go down. You've got a bit more damage on Hunter, but he can still just sulk away back through A main. Magisk wants to do something about this, swinging out from the temple for the duel. It's another half health bar down. Kicksand activates out towards mid. Shadow spotted. Easy pickup versus Monacy. And now what's left of G2 is actually working with low health. Both players split up. Hunter silently attacking from behind as Kicksand's going to activate first. Moving forward. If he taps that bomb, it's going to elicit this Hunter peek. But these are not kits. These are not kits for the CTs. And G2 hang on to that post plant. One round closer to a win on Ancient.
Yeah, that stay saved again here for G2 in quite a scary moment when the trade comes out of cave. I mean, it's really good cover from Elbow, and the timing on the mid play coming in late was exactly when Falcons left it, but they almost had a tactic to supplant their lack of information. But again, they were in really, G2 put themselves in perfect positions to take that space back. And Hunter, again, key duel. That was going to end A. You need to have that A main frag. He also comes all the way around off of that push.
Oh, damn. This one's so fast we missed it. Sorry, where is Nico?
That's worth a wave.
Obviously just pistols here for Falcons. Trying to save money to play for that 3-round overtime push. Bad Molotov here from G2, so making some slight mistakes on their approach to a B site, but again, should be good. It is just pistols. Off of the flash, the 5-7 pouncing onto Snacks. Good dodge from Snacks, jumping in behind box and working with his teammate, both of them peeling players back. Mulb's freed up to try and get another. It is him that just blew Nico out of this round. And everybody coming together here for G2. Round 12 on the board for this T side. It is Falcons versus 3 map points.
This is one that will embitter you if you're Falcons, looking at the way that this half has gone. In the first half, they had lost positions they converted. Now, they're putting themselves in great positions and then failing to the better players. You know, Monacy is still Monacy on this team. Mulp has taken out Nico. Hunter's taken out Nico. And we're getting shots like this all half.
And Snacks is finding critical impact too. I mean, look across the kill spread here for G2.
Yeah, this is a rare game where every single player is contributing. Snacks is actually having his best event in a G2 jersey, and that's not an incredibly high rating, but it is compared to his other events since joining the team.
And we know he's doing that while also trying to kind of forge a bit more of an iron fist. In the absence of Nico's secondary calling, Snacks got to make sure he gets a tight grip on the reins of this still very promising G2 project.
You know, but if I'm Falcons in this game, like you do not give up in this position. Like I've seen 3 rounds now that were just all theirs, and then you hit one great shot from a G2 player. That could happen again, but you would never bet on it. In terms of sustainability, I think Falcons have hit the nail on the head. But now the pressure is extra high. And another simple A-site hit coming out, but 3 CTs are here.
Matt just putting the smoke down in front. Oh, great grenade damage coming out from the defenders. Kicksan just swings out from Temple, eats that Snacks flash like it's a snack, and then the backside held from Magisk only for a moment. Man advantage post plant about to come through. It is Falcons on their map pick. And if this retake doesn't happen, G2 go up first. Monacy not wasting moments. It is TSS down. Him and nearly him alone at moments kept them in that first half. Things have fizzled out. Dexter on the retake attempt, smoke down in front of him. 3 sets of eyes here for G2 looking to lock it in, and he is so desperate as he tries to spam through this smoke. He emerges, but he will not be victorious. A clean T-side from G2, and they looked strong. Not just 1 or 2 pieces from top to bottom. G2 take the first map off Falcons.
And here on Dust2, it's only going to get even more individualistic, but I'm sure that Falcons can keep up. And I think I'm very much looking forward to Nico in this match on Dust2 to really decide sort of how comfortable he's looking on this roster.
TSS on a bit of an adventure here, looking to test over on long doors. You want Nico on Dust2? Here he goes. Jumps down to CT spawn. Hello.
Oh, the bomb.
Awkward.
A little awkward, and they don't know where Tesses has gotten off to as well. It's a double whammy.
Ooh.
It's a triple whammy.
USP is looking real crisp.
That is the best time to start peeking. As soon as you drop the bomb in that spot, then the T's have to break their structure entirely. Then there's so many opportunities.
Come on, more. Oh,
wow, it's just one
USP
bullet,
taps
one kill,
everywhere.
every single shot.
Here, this one will get a little messy. Glock down middle, I think not. Heavy God, 1 versus 4, would need the ace. That's a tall order, I must say. But he played well back on Ancient. Kixan, cheeky, keeps his head down, and pops up for success. That is a clean sweep of USP headshots to come out from the Falcons CT pistol. Back on map 1, these teams split pistols. Let's see what Falcons can do with it here if they convert. But yeah, man, most of these were one-tap kills.
Yeah, seriously. The
2,
first 3.
3, 4. Still counts.
First bullet killed him.
Yeah. If you squint your eyes, it still counts.
If it didn't spray right there. Kixan is an interesting IGL because I think after Paris, there's a lot of attention on him. And one of the things I remember him saying is he didn't really have any IGLs he looked up to in particular. Like when asked about his style of calling, he was sort of like, I try to make my own style. It's very much a man that doesn't have idols. And I think that's really why you can get to his level so quickly, is by sort of believing in yourself in that way. And towards the end of the Heroic, I think that was an even better team than what we saw in Apex on that deep run, right? That was after Kixan getting figured out a little bit, after having a lot more goes at Tier 1 teams, so it's even more impressive to see what they were able to accomplish.
Definitely 2 highlights of this man's career. Apex in Paris, Heroic in Shanghai.
I also appreciate him as a fragger, too.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, he makes a lot of good plays.
What about
good first bullet accuracy?
What about when he buys Negevs?
Even more. I like him even more.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah. And Anubis.
Little Negev mid-hold. Really talks about self-confidence. And Dexter with the scout, always good for 1, but he'll double down, and Nico here on cleanup duty. 5 players stand. Falcons, good conversion, although not like G2 really invested in that one to try and off-kilter them with the pistol.
I can't tell you I have any idea how this game's going to go. I think I was very impressed from both teams in terms of how Ancient went. Individual, like especially Mobs, just making sure he's having a good day.
Yeah, surely.
Monacy was also getting a lot of highlights, which is just something, it's, beginning of the year, can't really know where he's going to be at. And then conversely on Falcons as a team, I think they, 2/3 of each round, I feel like they were the better team, but couldn't close out the key ones.
It's also just a great sign to see that game of Ancient after the way they started 2025. It was one of the more embarrassing kind of T-side collapses we saw with this G2 camp. Back at Bounty in the online portion. There has just been a slow uptick in improvement from the G2 squad. Nice double layered grenades here from Nico. That's a ton of damage for Mobs to have to deal with.
Yeah, they tenderized that steak. Or Mobs is just trying to throw a setup smoke.
He's not asking too much.
Wonder after last map if Nico was like, man, we should have never signed this guy. It's too much of a threat.
Ooh, ooh. Nico hanging on into spawn. Magis serves up a great distraction. Still some success, though, at the B site for this G2 split attempt. There's the flank out of Kixan. Mobs catching Nico in spawn. That's gotten Monacy sectioned off. Needs to run with bomb, and it'll hit the ground. So Hunter has to come out from the B site that he himself cleared only moments ago. And because at least the CT smoke is still in position, he can go ahead and run away with that bomb. But a fast move here from Kixan and great damage. Ultimately, Hunter getting back into the site with 2 HP. A bomb plant's lucky. They give him a bit of space. Dexter coming over, and that FAMAS gonna be enough to make the difference.
Here's actually another situation where 2/3 of the round, Falcons look like the better team, but now they actually win in the end. There's a deep CT smoke, which is the reason you do this is because you can take the fights in CT as well as go for a mid-B split and make it look like a cat play all at once. But I think because of NiKo's grenades, they actually forewent the Freiburg drop into CT spawn through the smoke and just did the deep CT smoke. But what happened was NiKo was playing in CT now. And the bait from Magisk shooting from the window worked out perfectly. We got those first 2 kills. So another situation where G2 nearly fragged himself out of I think, a losing spot. But Falcons were finally a little bit more clutch in the end. And the reason that we're seeing sort of a renaissance of that Freiburg drop is because of the CS2 smokes. Because now when you're standing behind CT, you can blow it open at any time. You can shoot through it and see someone and then start spraying. It's become harder and harder to mid-B the more natural way.
Magisk heard those footsteps down in the depths of the tunnels. See if he really expects this kind of a commitment, I would say, with the rotation out of TSS and NiKo picking up the mid support.
Just wants to look for the flashes coming over top. But he'll shoot early.
Hanging on to the corner. TSS finding his. TSS then dies. Stacks. No way. Drive-by. Tech9. Stacks goes moving through the site. It is NiKo staring at the flame. And with it, G2 have taken over a bomb site they really had no business even getting into.
Bomb has been planted.
I've never seen a flying pole like that. Keeping their heads tucked. Heavy God's going to take that nade. Now he sits on 40 health. We're waiting for that Tunnels player to come through. If Falcons want to keep this flawless streak going, retake demanded of them. It's a low health Snacks backside. If he misses a shot, then Monacy's back is compromised, but he'll lock it in. And Monacy wins the door duel. That was TSS and Magisk, both on site, and only 1 kill between the two.
I'll say this time, it's a good setup in terms of they have K-Sharp and they have close left of the doorway, which is really good spots to hold versus this, but they both make a mistake. Like Magisk shoots his entire magazine when it's a guaranteed exact position, and TSS also sprays his whole mag through the smoke before he sees the nades coming over top of the roof. And if they know the exacts coming in, they both can't empty their mags like that. So really hoping that they got lucky and killed everybody in the tunnel.
Nice.
But, Dexter kicks off with a frag on Monacy.
He'll knock him down a peg, put the op in. Oh, Dexter. Really?
Wow, okay, that's a classic Dexter move.
Oh, Dexter, I love it. Yeah, gonna catch Snacks off guard every day of the week, weekends included. Dexter looking for a little bit more here. Obviously.
I'm not leaving.
No, that's the thing with Dexter, you know? Stubborn in all the best ways.
Oh my God.
4 kills, 4 shots.
All
and
dead in
Heavy
upper
God
tunnels.
better run for the hills because they threw the opper forward where 2 rifles faltered, and it is an instant bounce back from the Falcons, up 4-1 in a few moments. Kicks and dies.
That was a monster moment out of Dexter.
Hell yeah.
I mean, look at the X's on the map. That's from an op. First kill, Amana sees everything. Then he sees the setup smokes a little, lurk smokes a little too late. And then it can't dissuade him from there. They don't want to lose any more kills. Heavy God wants to keep his AK. They'll call a truce.
I just want this round to end so we can watch the replays.
Yeah, seriously.
That first shot on Monacy was so clean.
Like, look where all those deaths are.
Yeah. Yeah. 4 different engagements in tunnels. And you saw that, like, G2 kind of tiptoeing their way up against him. Like, oh, we can overrun. No, you can't overrun Dexter. His explosiveness, actually, in those sorts of moments are always so impressive. You know, throw it back to, like, B-Site, Anubis, Blast World Finals, the Dexter moment Harry casted. That one, dude, just a reminder that the explosiveness and multi-frag potential on Dexter is so clean. up in your face
Yeah,
every step of the way.
I'll never forget that game. I think it was his first game on OG. They played Mirage against Simple, and it was like he was playing like Simple was just some average player, and like that's who he is.
Ooh, Modesty wants a piece.
He said, "Run it back."
Dagster won't do it twice. Oh, I like this. This is probably what they wanted to get going 1 round to go.
And they're in transition.
Yeah, look, you take Dagster off the site, and it's got nothing to stand on. 2 headshots from Heavy God. Modesty won't find anything as smoke pops on door.
That's a fantastic idea. I mean, clearly, but we have a position where the one thing they're worried about, they're not afraid of, which is Dagster. But why would he start there twice? You know,
Why would he?
Why would Modesty come back to that engagement? If he thought that Dagster was going to be up there, obviously, this could have been a spawn thing. But those B-side players definitely getting taken advantage of now. We've had one clear mistake with, you know, emptying their ammo before actually seeing anybody. And now they get caught in a moment where it's a transition.
So, Mo, you think Dagster starts on B next round?
You know what? I think we got to have a lower play.
Okay.
Yeah, because you don't have to go in front of them to defend against that option, and lower covers other things too. So if this ends up being a mid B late, or let's say this happens again, and the B side player is just a bit more ready, then you at least have a way to catch him.
Yeah, man, just not having fun on that B bomb site. All right, we'll see what the adaptation is here.
Oh my, 4A. No, they're just going for long control, but spawns aren't there here for G2. They're the ones who are going to start tunnels. They're the ones who are going to go into lower.
Spawn is going hunting for any kind of a cap moment, but it was all about long here for Falcons. No resistance from Catwalk. You know, no pokes or prods barring those double doors. So it's still G2 to get enough of a position. We see Falcons trying to move back in. Trying to keep pressure up with the util.
Another good grenade.
Nico's got another. Ooh, that should be... Oh, that would have been a good one.
You can see how tilted he was. He knows exactly where they're standing. And you can see on the map they're playing Goose. So they're full committed to this A play coming in. Interesting boost here from Modesty, but no one jumping up.
It's because we've seen it. Nico likes to go play that box.
So sometimes we're seeing the molly to stop the attack, and then someone going to jump up on Cat, and they're getting shot through the molly.
Trickle smokes. Nico trying to disrespect it, getting ahead of Bulbs. But the flashbang deters him for only a moment. They're going to try to keep that pressure up. Nico, in on elbow. Drops bomb. And that is going to serve up a real issue for his ex-teammates now. Originally hoping that Modesty was going to find the op to pull Nico off this bomb site. Instead, it is 3v5 for G2 to have to handle. 15 on the clock, no bomb possession, and they write off their losses. But if you're not careful on this exit, it's going to cost you Hunter too.
Wow, very careful on the exit.
Worth it. He survives the shot. Modesty versus Dagster. Everybody's surviving through the doorway. Ooh, and Modesty ends up losing the op for G2.
They won't get... Let's go! Wait, was that after time? That must have been right.
Yeah, 2400.
Oh, that's rough. That's rough. It was actually a good opportunity for him, but like running forward may have been a better option.
Shame.
This is Nico. I mean, he missed his first grenade, which he was tilted about, but he knew exactly what they were trying to do. This round's interesting because G2 don't start off playing mid, so they don't actually have that much info. All they know for sure is that it's not a long play when they start out here. But to be honest, man, G2 these days are just like all about extremities.
Hello. Poor Heavy God loses vision. Maybe it wasn't after time. They still had a ton of guns.
But there was one save, no? Or maybe not.
Oh, that's... Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, Hunter still kept his. Hence the cash. Big money moves.
I think, yeah, a definite problem, I think, with the way that G2 worked the map. their last few games is they have one idea and they really just stick to it. And you can really see Nico knows that. Ball control didn't work out, so they're here to pause and then just restart it.
Snacks pushes him off the ledge. Degster up on the line. When Degster's been a part of the round, that's when G2 have had their biggest problems. Sitting pretty at 6-1.
That one idea and they stick to it. Goose holds. This is the player they didn't even see last time.
Smokes himself off, gets the Tech 9 out in anticipation of the challenge. Snacks gets sat on his ass. m0NESY with a good trade, but suddenly the Wonder Kid's alone. And under pressure from a ton of players on this A site, Falcons gonna go up 6-2. Degster didn't look uncomfortable for a moment.
It's not bad to recommit to plans, but one of the reasons that they do it so often is because they're not using like another extremity lurker, so they have to go and re-clear things. They don't oftentimes want to, so they'd rather just pause, leave the idea open that they went back to tunnels. But you know, you have Falcons reflashing mid, they're not hearing anything tunnels. So again, I think the information has just been better for Falcons.
See that save from Hunter trickles a few pistols around in the camp, but this is G2 who, you know, they've been pretty adamant about trying to get up into Cat, and at times it's been turned away by grenades and whatnot, but the 2 times they followed through now, there's no further success. Not allowed in. So yeah, Hunter will spend that extra money for a solo AK. And a couple Desert Eagles on the board. How do you get one AK-47 into the action? And how long before G2 start trying to go back to bullying that B bomb site? Because both their round wins, B hits. One smoke for the mid to B.
Look at him just conditioning them.
Not even. Throws it over towards A site instead. Yeah. Yeah, Nico gets caught off by Hunter. Solo AK on the field. Surrounded by pistoleros. TSS along the wall, digged out by mobs. Now Hunter's gonna try to chase down sight. Magisk to the USP. The tables turn, but a shot between the eyes. Sidearm just enough. Still a chance. T's able to get back out. Magisk back in with the sidearm. Now he starts to fumble. Snacks gets the better of him. m0NESY's got the M4. Kicksands hot on the approach, but it's being held, and he pops back up at the perfect time. Boys, keep going B.
Oh, they get away with that again. And this is Nico throwing his nade off of Cat, and then instead of throwing a second one, walking back to mid B to support just in case. And he's still the one who gets caught off guard. This is a round where G2 come in with almost nothing. Hunter dies without head armor in this spot right to this USP.
One AK made possible by Hunter being the solo survivor 2 rounds earlier. Picks up the responsibility in round 9. Degster now trying to challenge mid. You know, you had kind of called for the lower tunnels play. Falcons had remained quite passive when it came to the mid setups. Degster getting a suicide frag. Excellent start. His counterpart's down. Now starting to flash for control into the tunnels. This is G2 having to expend some of their utilities to just take back what Falcons fought for. There's a wall bang. Sign of things to come. You want into the action, mobs, you'll have to do it from 20 health. And I feel like this poor kid's been just peppered by frag grenades,
yeah.
wall bangs.
He's not seeing anything.
Yeah, mobs, I understand Mario's difficulty in getting his game going here on map 2.
But look at the tempo on the re-aggression. He just shot that from mid B.
Yeah, swinging.
Wait, not
goes
clearing
Nico.
this.
Hunter's gonna catch him off from the corner. Too many players on Cat though for G2 to chew through all. That's m0NESY's op now in the hands of Snacks to bring it back to just the 1-man advantage.
And Snacks going all the way back to spawn. I don't know if that's just to get a different weapon, but no.
Yeah, he's switched out to the AK.
They're also trying to throw a bait, but the problem is if Snacks fakes from outside and they're inside of tunnels, this will do nothing to the CTs. But if he walks by just into B, then we're in for a round. In fact,
You think he'd do that?
I think Snacks definitely could, but we have a really, like, it's almost a full commitment on the long player.
Flash for Heavy God. Turns back around. Snacks will be finding an open A site. Magic hears it. But it's still going to be bomb planted. At the very least, it's bomb planted. Nice belt of utility here for Snacks. He's been playing a good series. He's having a great event. Katowice, his best in this G2 jersey.
He's just not thinking about tunnels, though, right now.
Not considering it yet, but repositioned over to the car. Remember, all of this being heard, so they're going to know damn well exactly where he's at. A little tease of what's to come. Tunnels player not even needed. It is the window challenge that gets the retake done. G2 with one more. Excuse me, Falcons.
Yeah, it can be hard to tell sometimes. Yeah.
Wait, where's Nico?
Yeah.
Falcons. That's 7-3. Falcons.
Very impressive for Dexter to win these head-to-heads versus Monacy. Challenged him in upper tunnels, turned that into a 4K. This is looking like Dexter's playground today. Doing a great job of countering the important players on G2. G2 have been getting a lot of yield out of mid-Bs and B plays in general. But you gotta say, every time that it's gone A, the Falcon setup has been ready and waiting.
The coast seems clear.
This is, I think, a bit more of a rare sight. You have late long control, but you have the tunnels play. Oh, I thought the bomb was gonna go back. I was like, okay, this is something a little different now for G2. But...
Oh, nicely done, Falcons. Flushing Heavy God from behind blue box.
At least now they have options open, but the smoke in the tunnels.
There we go, Magisk. Attaboy.
You know what I mean, though, right? I think you hear them take long at that point, and I think G2 immediately knows, like, okay, this will eventually be in a hit. Really good job to have a player in pit and long ready to re-clear that. And Snacks, will he get away with this gun? Yeah, they're too far away to knock these guns out of their hands. And already a better half than Ancient to kick off Dust2.
Yeah, the only success G2 have actually been able to find throughout this T-half is those B hits. One of them off the solo AK. Really just a bit of X factor sprinkled in. Otherwise, this half is a total sweep. We hit round 12. 4 T rounds, best case scenario. Oh, poor Heavy God, man. He lands the shot, but through the edge of the wall. So Kicksan's going to fall back with a quarter health. And it looks like G2 are going to go all in tunnels.
Yeah.
Why not, right?
But
You've got 3 round wins. It's been 3 B hits.
You finally have a lean towards B.
They've had 3 here previously, but it was still TSS and Magisk to die with 1 kill between them. Right now, Dexter is sitting outside of that door. Window, rather.
This is looking clear as glass to Falcons. But not the first time I've said that, and they've still lost.
Dexter's going to come into the peak. Dexter's going to challenge. Monacy scouring back sight. He is just so confident at the moment. 12-2 on the half. Dexter under pressure, but supported by top box. Cues up Magisk. Easy with the A4. Him and TSS combined for all the other kills they need. Heavy God with the Hail Mary. 1v4 attempt. Damage was done. 35 to the clock, but that's all they're going to manage. And that there is a 9th to the board for Falcons, a defense that stands strong.
Mid now.
I'm pushing. Off that, get a B pop.
I block B
Good,
mid.
we're good. They're doing smoke. The flash. The flash.
I'm only. Oh fuck, I'm
B,
ready.
it's B.
I'm with you. Holding same with you.
One more.
Last mid, smoke B split.
Okay. Last
Come
mid.
team with me.
I will take
Hold
tunnel,
close.
I will take
He's
tunnel.
close.
I flash.
I have tunnel.
Come. Yeah!
Nice.
Come no man.
Nice. Fun, nice.
Never with man.
Just another moment where Degster puts up a defense 12-3 on the half and only a measly 3 rounds coming out of G2 on the first side. So right back into the action. We've got Heavy God in the kill feed quickly. And this pistol will be critical if there is a recovery to be had for the G2 camp.
There's got to be a weird texture to it. I've seen that smoke get missed so many times now.
And it's going to cost them.
Yeah.
More headshots coming out from the defense. That defense now being G2. But it has to be stated, Malbs and Monacy looking like shells of themselves after the first 12 rounds of play.
Even a plant is a small success. Let's see if G2 can stop that from going down. Push is coming.
Hunter's gonna wrap up on the ramp, and Magisk surrounded. Oh, still a chance! Still a chance! Magisk! Magisk, 4 health, 1v4, surrounded and successful!
What year is it, Magisk? Forget about yesterday. G2 dead silent.
An entire team on top of him. 4 players with Magisk in their vision,
my
and
God.
he slams them.
Last bullet. Wow. That's one of his best clutches ever. And he's had some rounds.
Well done.
Okay. A plant is a small win, Connor.
You just never know in Counter-Strike
You
when you're about to be, when you're on the brink of glory. Never a dull moment.
He could not have positioned himself better with every micro move to avoid bullets than he did in that moment.
And didn't spam a single shot more than he could afford.
Wow.
We are in Poland, so in the wise words of Pasha, full control.
Yo, Monacy has been stamped out of this game by
Yeah.
Dexter. It's actually unreal. Like it was 13-4 versus 4-11. I did not think that we'd see that after Ancient.
The fact that Dexter has just been everywhere all at once. You could feel it with that 4K, dude. When he was pushing into tunnels. Anytime Dexter was nearby, there was no chance for G2. Magisk just has electricity coursing through his veins right now. And he's got a whole team right behind him to make sure that this long hit goes well. Single casualty on the approach. Nico on the other half of the map trying to hunt down this last remaining member in Snacks. He's looking for the door. As Falcons look for map 3. Mirage in the wings. Whoa.
Whoa. I was like, all right, CT half. It's definitely possible for G2 to come back. But I have trouble believing it now. It's a lot of UMP gods these days.
Terrorists win.
There's always a little shakeup, right? MP9 gets slightly nerfed. Somebody who's already kind of a fan of another gun wants to play that instead. And then they'll realize that they're still wrong. And they'll get back to that MP9 in no time.
He was barely peeking. Ooh. I'm glad we get a third map.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's possible G2 to come back, but I really feel like Falcons played well on Ancient in this series. That was a great map of CS in general. Even seeing G2 without Nico shine through in individual moments so many times, and versus Nico, no less.
I think really the big difference that unfortunately happened for Falcons back on that first map is, if I'm not memory recalls correctly, of like the 10 opening kills that they had throughout the map, they only converted like 7 of them. You know, those missed rounds.
Oh man, so much damage. They
That's
ran
where we
through
saw
that lower molly.
G2 get back into the game, so they've tidied that up on top of just some huge individual moment from Dexter. And obviously that Magisk pistol is, well, it's one for the history books of Kato.
Elimination game after all.
Yes, sir.
And speaking of, it was, Hunter having a really bad game until it mattered. And then so many critical moments in a row in those closing rounds.
You can contrast that Magisk moment as well to early days in the first half when he loses that B site with no kills back-to-back rounds and he just slams the desk or the chair or the whatever. The inanimate object. You're allowed to hit it as long as it doesn't have feelings.
You can hit me?
A half a Counter-Strike later, and he's posting that bad boy.
People were literally calling for his head yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, nice to see a reminder of what the Magisk man can do. Nico, double ump entry up the catwalk. Monacy's going to get blasted off the bomb site. Damn, Nico's making that ump look good. Real good. There's 12, folks. Falcons, 9 map points to extend us into Mirage. At this point, feels like an inevitability.
I guarantee you everyone in the server is still thinking about that 1v4.
It's funny, how a round of Counter-Strike like that can just leave a sting.
Mm-hmm.
And as professionals, you can try to move past it. And they're not going to be talking about it, but they're all going to be thinking about it. It's a bargain bin buy from G2 here. Triple MP9, auto shotty on Snacks, and a scout for Monacy. Falcons already in the process of putting the ribbon on this one. We've got Dagster, 14 kills. Nico, 13. Magisk, 16, dude. That trio right there, that core, is why this second map is so lopsided. And with the promise they showed us on Ancient, the conviction they've shown us on Dust2, they will leave the possibility of a Mirage win in the back of our minds. An approach to the B site. Through the fire goes Nico. Blinded. Auto shotty to hold back door. And somehow this round's working. Or so it was. Magisk back into the action. He's got 2 players back towards mid. He gets caught. Snacks, of course, with the shotgun. This is his bomb site. His playpen.
You say that, but
And
Dexter's
Dexter's
still
chance to clutch.
got utility.
Monacy,
That's good revenge here from Monacy.
hands on a real gun, posts a 4th at the very least. 9 rounds needed, 1 round down.
1 foot in front of the other. Love to see the auto shotgun be successful.
And then glad to see it get left behind.
Everybody wants that off duel this match. And there's that lower start I was saying Falcons would try.
You're not going to win this game if you just turtle up, so Monacy struggling alongside Malbs.
As much as we love talking about op versus op duels, you aren't doing a good job if you're actually going against the other op in every round. That's your scariest fight to win. Heavy God holds on to long. Three players on the crawl up. Malbs, maybe he has to be careful, but he still has the advantage. Nico versus him has been really interesting to watch. I think Malbs might even be ahead.
Surely not this map.
Yeah, surely not this map.
Here it comes. Exec to get them out into elbow at the 25-second mark. Hunter on ramp to try and support Goose. They've also got long under wraps. So the Goose player catches him off guard. And well, there's one more for the Malbs head-to-head. Dagster down as the Hunter spam comes out. That is 2 down, 7 to go.
Yeah, solid from every perspective here. Heavy God with his long control, opening kill going their way with Monacy's lower play. And again, like we saw the first half, Dagster versus Monacy, B site versus B tunnels. But this time, Dagster sees nothing, and that immediately gives a chance for Monacy to pick a rifle off, which is your ultimate goal. Pick as many rifles off as you can.
It's funny, man. The way Zonic's leaning against the wall behind Falcons right now, it just, to me, the body language screams just, please finish this. You know, just, guys, please end this. We don't need to spend any extra brain power on this map of Counter-Strike than we need to.
It certainly feels inevitable, but G2 make them sweat. They'll have some success. Falcons have started this year with a 2-0 win over Ents online at the Bounty. Looking for their first LAN win, potentially here. And G2 also proving they can survive losing Nico. And both teams, more than anything else, with elimination at the top of their minds. Someone's going out early.
Pack of players wrapped up. Easy does it. Hunter with the quad. And 6 rounds, Mohan.
Let's go one at a time.
One by one. Got nowhere else to be. See? Look at Zonic. Guys.
Please, 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 please.
Guys.
Yeah.
You're going to close this, right?
I really think, I mean, with Zonic, like, years of experience and all that, but with Kixen and Nico on the team, you just got to be, like, letting them take control.
Yeah, of course.
Learning from them.
You guys are going to close this, right? Here's one of their real chances. With guns in hand, we shall see what gets offered over by G2. You know, it's that classic balancing act of starting to make a comeback, feeling a little bit more confident, but also not wanting to make a misstep and let this game end. This is one of the more reserved looks we've had from them, in contrast to having m0NESY up in the tunnels at the start of the round, for example. Could have been worse. Only 15 damage on that nade for Nico. Luckily for Mobs, he's got another. Nico walks back, so those nades, considering 2 thrown out, not so successful. 45 to the clock. A lot of room given over here for the T-side up catwalk. What started as the 2-player long setup now draws m0NESY back into Mobs. I mean, this is what's supposed to work. This is m0NESY and Mobs on an A-hold.
Oh, they smoke him out of the mid-B. There's 2 leaned right now, and they're
Mobs
out.
running.
Mobs, is he going to push through? And Nico, is he going to drop?
Hunter on the door.
Yes.
Nicely done. Finding the right pinch at the right time. Nico trying to unroot something in middle. It'll be Degster to do it instead. Nico and Degster 2 versus 5, and time is playing against them.
Okay, but surely they can't get this back.
Nah, that bomb down towards the doorway. The B site 10 to the clock. This is another chance for Falcons to have gotten onto a bomb site, but G2 throwing a spanner in the works. It's a kill from Mobs, Snacks, and Hunter. One apiece.
Yeah, this is well held.
Nico could die after time here as well. He's gonna hang on for dear life. Locked in, he'll hold, and he'll move forward with it. But that is 4 rounds consecutive now for this defense.
It really is. That was a complicated position for sure. I mean, right there you have Mobs who has to make the executive choice. And again, as the rotator, if he's going to play towards mid-B or if he's going to play towards Cat. And the whole while Nico's trying to fake him out, making that presence known. But Nico's drop comes in late, and Mobs is allowed to fight versus those mid-B players, which is the nightmare situation when you're going for it. So, but this time, I think they smoke both deep CT as well as just a regular mid-B smoke. And I think that's a little bit trickier if you're Nico and you're going to try to find Mobs when you know he's down there somewhere. I'm not sure if he pushed out or not into mid. But either way, solid hold here for G2. Mixed by for Falcons, but they'll keep on in the op.
Off a Zonic pause.
And now
finally decides to come in with something. And hell of a time for Degster to get back to where he had started this map with impact.
Wow,
Snacks is down.
They immediately want to broaden their ideas here after that opening kill.
With the difficulties we've seen from Falcons on this T side, they better really value Magisk in that pistol round. From 9 to 12 off at the back of that early momentum.
G2 have a mixed buy, but they come in with a fair few grenades. They can still play a longer round.
Good on them to push back the initial cat control, but it's not G2 giving everything over for free. Oh, and Falcons, it's the right call to get out long. They'll see zero resistance whatsoever. Nico peeling away slightly. Man, what's this going to lead us to?
Oh, he's just going to go green box and let his teammates exec, and he's here to catch rotators. Full trust in the entry pack coming up long.
They've got the smoke on the cross now. Hunter's going to try to peel away from middle. Honestly, at this point, Falcons, they've just outmaneuvered G2 off the man advantage. Heavy God to the bomb site. Bit of damage in. It's actually Mobs to find the first kill of this hold. And then Heavy God comes in with one of his own. Eventually, Nico's going to activate. TessS sends Hunter spinning out of control with that D. Nico activates. Modesty down. Man advantage still for Falcons ever since the start. And with the bomb planted, it's their hands forced forward. Dexter off the angle, back in time. And Falcons, after sweating through the last 4 rounds, G2 trying to piece together something for respect. And Heavy God, with a Hail Mary 1v3 attempt, picks up the kit to try to close this distance. Long-range support offered from Nico in just a couple moments. And TessS does a good job of keeping that head down. Heavy God dinked up, time ticks fast. Falcons will indeed close. Sonic comes in with a timeout, cools things off, and the Falcons step forward. A miraculous Magisk 1v4 in the pistol, and Mirage decides which of these teams goes home today.
Have to see. I think one of the big differences maybe is Modesty versus Dexter, actually. If it's head-to-head or just raw output, either way, Dexter had his number on the last map. That was a pretty crazy surprise. So, here we go. T-side, and Falcons start the crawl towards A.
Nico, the first victim. Support back by Ticket Booth. Magisk trading back. We know what that Glock can do.
But double under balk play, they're not ready for it, it looks like.
Yeah, Heavy God, this is a grid moment. He's shooting. Oh,
Oh my god, it's taking too long though.
Oh man!
Oh, he took too long.
Oh
Heavy
man!
God,
2 kills come out.
Just take the shot.
Heavy God lets so many go past. Doesn't shoot the bomb.
Don't make me sponge this, man.
You're not allowed to leave. I need you.
Oh, that was really bad because his teammates are gonna die.
Yeah.
You know, can't tell everyone to hide when they might have a good opportunity.
A little weird that the bomb plant actually comes off though. Like I thought he was like just about to take the shot finally.
Should have already taken it. He was just waiting and waiting. Yeah, I like a lot of the rounds that we see for Heavy God, but that's a rare moment where it's like, eh.
I don't think he likes it either.
Not the way you want to start out the map 3.
Ooh, classic. The unsilenced Modesty USP.
It always feels like we have Simple when he takes that thing off. On G2.
Yeah, little Simple still out there in spirit. Wink, wink. You can win this round in a million different ways if you're Falcons, because surely, with absolute certainty, 5 USPs stacked inside of this A site won't win. 4 guys on ticket, about to be met by Dexter.
Really comes down to how much you believe.
2 kills come out.
AIM Labs round ever.
Elige would have gotten all 4 in one spray.
Yeah.
He's like, I've got a program for that.
Yeah, we have a refrag map that has these people in the same place.
Put it in the database. Easy conversion, as you'd expect. Falcons go 2-0.
It's a worthwhile stack, obviously.
Yep.
If I have just to be 100% honest,
Yeah, go ahead.
I worry that the stacks calling has not been bad, but I think it's going to be too simple in contrast to Falcons to win this map. But I mean, maybe it could have been the same way on Ancient. We didn't see that result. I just think over the course of a whole best of 3, that's the main thing that's going to catch up.
Yep. Kicks in. He's cut from a different cloth. Nico dies empty-handed. Met by his brother in Hunter. Snack slides behind Van. Eesh, and Snacks is going to go down with nothing. Hunter's not able to get anything more, but luckily the rotators do. And slowly but surely, they've peeled players off of this hit.
They don't know that Mobs is out of this. If he starts crawling around, yeah, this way, over top of that default box, there's an opportunity, but now it gets found out.
Oh, nice swing out from TessS to get Mobs. Heavy God, obviously, in the meantime, gets a fully displayed TessS to clean up. 100 health versus 78. Kicks and swings in. Goes hunting and sits him down.
The all too confident kicks in. He plays rounds the way he wants to. Not much of a behold right there. Some good entries. They came through the smoke too. It was weird. I mean, from Snax' POV, that it's full smoked and he's wondering when are they going to jump out of the halls or whatever. But he has another teammate here and he kind of looks away. Maybe he thought they were going to flash first. So it's not the most beautiful attack from Falcons, that's for sure. Always calm. Always calm, by the way.
It's nice to see people in Falcons jerseys celebrating something. Magisk as well, because he was a part of the biggest struggles.
Yeah, I mean, last iteration of Falcons is simply just not worth watching. Just going to put a plainly.
Hold on.
This one, though.
Deagles? Deagles with 2. Nico can't see a thing.
All good.
Running around blind as a bat, and he'll still recover. So again, just like with the USP round, you get a couple casualties against Falcons, but it is a 4-0 start nonetheless. And we get the buyout of G2 now. Snacks thinking he's going to get away with murder, but Ace?
Was that all?
Yeah.
Oh, he caught every kill. Not just an eco warrior. Saved the day.
Can't believe he gets the one after being blinded like that. 5-7 bullet just whizzing by his head.
Oh, that's what, 6 aces?
Dude, we've cast so many, it's insane. Mid control doesn't go the way that Falcons had been hoping for. This time, not nearly as successful with Nico dead early. But TessS could have good timing here on the jungle walk-up. Although his teammate announcing the approach with that utility. Still, TessS is a bit ahead of the timing, and there's nobody inside of this site that can really hold him back. TessS, he's gonna manage to blindside Malbs.
And yeah, he's paying attention under Balk. You can see he's just trying to shield himself from it. Heavy God is in a fine spot with his teammate. Maunasy jump spotting CT. And interesting smoke. The bomb's actually going to go up on a cat, and TessS has to find a way sort of out of this position. And oh, maybe he doesn't. Maybe you're trapped in there with him, TessS, right to the dome. This just makes this round so complicated.
We've got Snacks alone over on B as that catwalk approach starts to come through. Snacks, good job by holding back Magisk. And Dagster scouring the field with the off. Has to get the bomb back at the very least here.
Yeah, he could take this back. Going to A is not any easier, however.
Yeah, so they're going to continue forward. We've already got that rotation to the back market door. Dagster gets his fight against Snacks, dives into the cover. TessS finds out that the rotator's already extended, and it is Dagster a kill deep in a 1v3.
Walks
Smoke
by
down
this,
in sight, 5 seconds.
No time to plant.
Nah,
Yeah.
he'd need the kills, and he's not going to get them. So looking to save that off, he runs for the hills, and that is G2's first round. But my goodness, does TessS make that look scary for a second?
That was really nice from him to not only get the lurk kill on window, but also really take his time to set up Heavy God for that headshot. But behind that, they don't get into the B site. And that could have been a play with a kill, you know, under Balk that turns into an A spot, but obviously from G2's perspective, they still have Maunasy and CT spawn, so on paper, maybe it was still the right decision to go B, but they couldn't outfrag Snacks here, and he got away when this op shot missed. That killed the clock entirely. That was a nice catch-all position from Snacks, whether or not they were going to go out B apps or come across Cat.
Bohan, just because I don't think you know the stats at the moment, but coming into this last map, who do you think's the lowest rated player on G2? After 2 maps of play, who is the lowest rated player on G2?
Let's say Hunter.
Monacy.
It had to be something unexpected, huh?
0.82 rating coming into this, beneath Snacks even.
After Dust2, I guess that might have been one of his worst maps, period, on G2.
Oh yeah.
What was just Dust2?
Just Dust2?
He was like 4 kills, right?
0.52.
Holy.
Mob 0.49. The productions, the means of production, shut down for the G2 camp in that previous map.
Pure Dexter difference.
Right now, Mobs is going to come back into a smoked mid window, but there's something fishy about it. Nico is inside. Frag bounces out the window. He's going to try to press into Mobs. What?
How does he get away with that?
Nico!
You should send him a wave. I think, hey, Mobs.
Oh, and then Magisk over towards ramp is just as quick with it. Heavy God's dead. That's been this consistent under Palace player. But don't let your guard down, because there is still one member of G2 in position, hiding back box, makes his activation. Oh, the spray gets away from Hunter, and the only piece of G2 that comes away with a kill is Snacks at the end of the day.
Through a smoke as well, and I'll have to walk this one away.
Brother, ooh.
What a kill from Nico. I would call it unlucky for Mobs, but to be honest, they're the 2 guys right now that get kills like that all the time, and sometimes versus each other. It's so ridiculous because he's not even just like on a flat angle.
I mean, if we see it from Mobs, I guess Mobs was just jumping up or something, but still, bro. Just the audacity to make that walk bush happen, you know?
Terrorists win.
Well, not a very competitive start here for G2, but there's a lot of reasons for that. Falcons are shooting hard. Yeah, I guess.
You know,
It's still crazy, but
yeah, we can give him the out, but SS likes that.
let's rub one out quick.
Full focus.
James style.
Somebody poke G2 with a stick, man. Wake up, boys. Katowice is on the line.
Kato champs.
Just coming out from Palace. Nobody on site to stop this at all. We've got that forward ramp positioning, of course, from Heavy God. Ooh, Shadow gives way to Kicksand, so he comes back in. High alert. Would have heard Magisk earlier.
Oh, Heavy God got that
killed
kill?
Magisk. Yeah.
What?
Unbelievable.
With such low HP, still alive.
We do get one back the other direction for Falcons.
But right now, the bomb is walking up to B. This one goes back to Snacks.
Nico on an op, fully exposed to Catwalk in a second, but there's nobody over there.
I want to say this is actually a really strong position for Nico. If this round goes on, yeah, they could definitely walk into this.
And he knows about the
Nico
jungle cry.
out-opping Monacy, something I never see in my life. At least I thought.
Today is a new day, my boy. Nico's gonna fake
All
us
fake.
out.
Yeah, that's a good fake. Oh my gosh, because then it still leaves room for it to
Right?
potentially be an A play, but Falcons are not biting on it. Hunter going to sneak into position.
This is a supported Snacks. It's going to have to be these two. I mean, Heavy God is so far removed and so low already. Tessus on the approach, gets Snacks dealt with, and now Hunter just up along the wall. They can't let their guard down, but they will. 10 to the clock. Yes!
Oh.
Hunter! He gets hit by Nico, who's going to have to combat op his way to the clutch. But the time decides it. Hunter in that bomb site with 3 kills on his own.
Critical sequence, man. Hunter's somebody who I've always had, like, making my list, alongside HLTV. I've always had Hunter higher than HLTV has had him in previous years, but in CS2, he's just not really been that guy. That, when he joined up with Nico on G2, he was the third fragger. Like, he was really putting together so many amazing rounds, and that was a sequence that really reminded me of old Hunter. Every round. You know you're getting chirped.
Man, Nico's being lucky as fuck in this shit.
Make dużo open now.
I don't know who that was.
I think it was Mobs.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
As the most America sounding player.
Man, Nico. Damn, man.
Yeah, dang it, Nico. That boy lucky as hell.
Oh, nothing personal.
Personal.
I don't know, those eyebrow raises feel a little personal. Just positively personal. Hunter to be challenged by a P250.
Just walked through.
Oh! Tess and Nico! That's two more. No,
now
not
Modesty
versus
has
pistol.
to save it.
And he could. You damn well know he could. Player up on site, one hides behind Arch. Monacy's got pressure on him. And as the shot misses, the USP comes out, but it's low health on two. He is still getting swarmed, and he misses that chance to deal death out. Heavy God on a slow rotate. Falcons able to puncture through mid with a measly P250.
Oh man, you're on connector and you're thinking I'm gonna get a bunch of kills right here with this spam through the smoke. Hey, you know what? There's only one inside of the B site, and they're thinking about fighting the exits. Heavy God, though, doesn't know that. Oh, all dead.
That's
no way.
Gut-wrenching outcome if you are G2.
It is, man. Hunter was basically 1 or 2 bullets away from just a full lineup 3K spray down, no questions asked.
Oh, that is Falcons holding a mirror up to G2, and all they see is a skeleton. 2 one-off rounds. This is 5 non-consecutive round wins in a row.
The swarm on Monacy was amazing. That must have been so frustrating. Monacy can be great in those positions, but yeah, so strugglesome.
This is Falcons all but guaranteeing a great T-side on a decider map with elimination looming.
Trying to push B on all fronts.
SS. Good headshot supported by Dexter at this point. They're just going to sweep away the 3 CTs trying to get frisky in apps. That is 7-2, all but confirmed. You know, there was a sign of things to come, I think, back on Ancient for the Falcons camp. There was good things being put forth by them.
I hate to be the guy, but I feel like the better team lost that map. I think the Falcons definitely showed what they're showing now, what they showed on Dust2. And if you shine through with X Factor, that's one thing. But where you want to be is you want to be FaZe. You want to have the best calls and then a lot of X Factor. Then you really are, you know, going to win a lot. But right now, G2, I think, just a bit more X Factor than team play. I think it is great.
You want X Factor?
Okay.
There's a little bit. 2 clean deagles out of Heavy God, but
I just got to say, you know, we spent so long making fun of the Falcons in that last lineup, and it's refreshing to be able to look at them and take them seriously.
Sure.
And just be able to say, like, this is a team now. Like, they look good.
Obviously, Nico's a huge injection, but the funny thing is, it's basically the same formula. They bought out the core,
And you know
when they
what?
bought the core of Ents, like that wasn't a bad decision at the time.
That was a really good. That made sense.
It made total sense. The same way buying the core of Heroic after a top 8 major performance makes sense. Just this time, it looks better. Nice second shot here from Heavy God. But because there was only 2 CTs left over with that first flush of the apartments, nothing else really for G2 to get going over there. Guns back in. 3 rounds of this defense left for G2. And with the timing of this, man, this fast B hit, I mean, Snacks is only now climbing out of the market. The smoke's already down behind him. Cat support is offered up. Hunter, clean kill. Snacks has gone unnoticed, and the player who hits the ground in Nico will get the trade frag back. We've already got 2 sets of eyes trying to challenge from Catwalk. but they are staved off, and then Dexter's on the angle, and Nico takes his time, and the lineup's good. Heavy Gun comes out with a saving grace. G2, it's their third.
That's nice, man. Heavy God. Some bullets on the players who we thought were just standing outside of default, got Nico in the process. And G2 still, I guess, could recover this half. 3 rounds so far. 5 wouldn't be terrible.
Oh, he was blind. Recovers it slightly. All right.
Maybe we don't want to write their obituary too quick.
The economy wobbles here for Falcons in round 11. Tech9 and a Galil on the field. Ooh, Monacy on the ticket booth. He's looking about ramp, but there's already players on site. Nice little snap into Tesses. Beautiful second kill from Monacy. Puts fire at the feet of default. Monacy trying to connect in with a third, has an entire team rotating into him, and that pressure offered up by his teammates. That is Monacy to draw the line on the sand of the A site, and then everybody else swoops in. Like you said, maybe we wrote the start of their obituary a little too soon. 4 rounds confirmed, and a 5th likely. Money is a problem here for Falcons at the tail end of their first half.
Yeah, it was the last round was a solid call to go B, but the rotations were in place, and Hunter got his kill off of Cat, and everybody chipped in. Good stuff, but we still have to keep up with the players here on G2. And this buy no better than the last. Oh, this is sneaky.
Gonna try to pop out onto the A play. Ooh, nice turn here from Mulbs. Beautiful deagle shot out of the Palace. Oh, and Kicksan offers one as well.
Wow.
3 players from Falcons, all a pistol kill a pop. 3v2 post plant. Monacy and Snacks having to join forces. Now, luckily, Monacy's got a whole belt of util, but this ticket position, does that cause a disaster for the retake? We'll see if Magisk wants to slow burn or whether he tries to take a fight earlier. Again, he is the player with the weapon. The others still on just those pistols, but the pistols got this started. Dexter waiting for a chance to come out. He'll get one. And then the sandwich clear out from Monacy, but 9 HP, times against him. And this anchor in Magisk offers up the clutch. It is 8 rounds for Falcons. Ladies and gentlemen, G2 on the brink of elimination.
Got a mic up. We gon' do it solid. Never give a shit about what they call it. They don't want no problem with a
Firebox.
Firebox and bench.
One stairs.
Yes, I kill Firebox.
Dead stairs.
I smoke side.
I'm jungle up, be careful, jungle up.
Dead.
Nice, boys.
Up
I
to the
blend
line.
both. Get the
Up to
C4
the
down.
line.
I blend Fnatic.
Boys, I'm gonna stay sandwich. We'll fight them, okay?
Okay.
Front one, I think.
One stairs.
Bench, pick.
Dead.
Stairs.
Sandwich.
Super
Sandwich.
blind.
10 HP.
Go,
10
go.
HP.
Time.
Not 10, half.
Nice,
boys!
Guys, that's insane. That's insane.
4-round lead for Falcons as the G2 camp need to stave a comeback here and now. We saw promise from Falcons on the first map, but it is a map win on Dust2 where G2 were not even competitive. And much like Ancient, they lost a lot of opening man advantages out there for Falcons to steal away.
Oh, okay. B split's good. No, it's actually turning into an A split real quick. And this is interesting because there's still 2 CTs here. Not watching this for the moment, but
Magisk is just shooting them in the side of the head. Oh, Mulbs guns him down. But that distraction got Nico back into the engagement. Mulbs tries to chase him. Reload's good, and there is no follow-through from Mulbs just yet. Bomb is down in the middle of the site. We
Really
get the
awkward.
support coming up from TSS.
key players TSS.
We'll see if he can strike. Being covered at the moment. Kicksan gets the catwalk kill. This is critical. Right now they are corralled, and it forces the T's to split up.
Smart move by Monacy. Only way to expand. So
Mulbs
Mulbs
tries to
take
play
care of yourself.
on top of Box, but he gives up that position. Monacy trying to get into the jungle now. Where is Nico? They have to wonder whether he has taken this long road, and it's a good angle here for Nico. Pistol for Falcons. 5 rounds the advantage.
And that's going to be the one that matters for Nico. Him and Mulbs giving each other eyebrows after every frag, but now I think it's way too serious. That's going to be a 9th, another pistol here for Falcons, and a really good opener out of Hunter to kick this off. But when they got the B kill, there wasn't really a bad site to go to. But that's to say, like, A site still had strong positions. They didn't really... I think if they had someone waiting Palace, that would have looked more like natural. But instead, Nico was up there, got a kill, stayed alive, and B site had a full split. So maybe they were just assuming more rotations would come in, but at least for G2 here, we've still got 3 Galils. You can see the CTs are starting to lean again towards A, and it looks like taking over Palace control is the perfect move. No one's here. A ramp nade to let them know they're here as well. And this is just what they do, man. No map control.
Magisk gonna have a damn field day if he comes out on this flank at the perfect moment. Nobody's watching. Heavy God takes an MP9 to the back of the head. They're going to try to force their way out ramp.
Actually, it's CTs with that one smoke that came out. They're starting to move a little bit, but
Nico should know. I mean,
it just probably looked a fake from him.
Magisk's not here.
I don't know.
Thought he would have heard that second set of feet at least line up, and they still able to puncture through. Hunter gets the kill that opens up the bomb site for the plant.
I think that's Magic's call, actually. He probably thought that it was a total fake. Because he heard one guy running, right?
Right, yeah. Although the retake could still happen, Monacy's going to try his absolute damnedest to make sure it doesn't. Weird moment here as Snacks connects to the head of TSS. And all of a sudden, G2 could be taking back momentum because the gun goes empty. Snacks to the clutch.
Wow.
When Magisk hears that one player
I think
running...
he's the one who makes the comm, and it's his mistake.
But
so,
I really thought it would have been obvious that the run was in the other direction and that the timing of the player walking back didn't make sense.
It was the same guy.
Oh.
Yeah, it was the same guy who was running who he ended up killing. But point is, he only heard one guy. So no one else was even throwing utility. So yeah, he made a mistake here. They had Palace control. They had 3 players on A and everything, but they just left the site.
Interesting turn of events.
Yeah, this keeps the game alive for G2.
All right, well, that's something worth celebrating. This time the attack spread out. TSS looking to strike somebody down, but not peeking deep enough to find anybody in con. Smoke ahead of it at a minute mark. Oh, there's the fight.
Come on.
He picks that up. Unreal. Fire at the feet of Magisk.
Great
So the
flash.
climb up, gonna get the better of him,
No.
but Nico's Desert Eagle hits just as hard. We get this walkout from Khan. A little bit more damage out from Nico, but it is Malbs to give space for the bomb to cross over. Suddenly, those CTs could peek from their spawn, and as they do, it is Hunter to hold both back. And Degster's nowhere to be found, so G2 tiptoe their way through some resistance on this A site, but clearly with this plant position, wary of the flank. At an impossible moment for Degster, surely. No kit, no armor. 1v3. And like I said, positioning means they're already aware of the threat.
It would be cool to get comms on that round. I think there really isn't anybody else that could have made that call, but just to make sure, because it looks like it's going to be an important one if G2 make this comeback happen. But also, you still have a lead. You're Falcons. It all can't rest on one situation. Have you got on the MP7?
One of us.
One of you.
Yeah. My man.
Make some money.
Oh no, he's gonna die with it, isn't he? And then you're gonna make fun of me again. I can feel it coming.
That's not what this is about. That's not what this is about, Connor.
Snacks adds a couple freebies to the scoreboard. And
Ooh, it's a close game now.
Hunter gonna do the same thing. Oh, what could have
it's
been?
2 rounds off the back of that one play.
Uh-huh.
The irony of it being a kill, resulting in a bad rotation.
Those kinds of moments don't happen all too often. It's also Hunter at the top of the scoreboard for G2. Nico at the top for Falcons.
Ooh. Make sure those desks are reinforced. Oh.
That's a
Nice
shot
attempt.
that could have been.
Yeah, that was the
Snacks
right
burned
play.
out. Nicely done there. Incendiary sets up Degster to catch somebody being flushed out. Snacks thinking he could get away with a bit of an extension, a temporary extension from behind box. Instead, it is G2 with their IGL down, and that opens up this support into the jungle between TSS and Nico.
Are they doing something interesting here? I mean, they don't know the A-ramp walkout's happening, but they're aware it could. And Malbs is the only one on the other side of the map making some presence, but they see this walkout now.
Nico sees it. Player down beneath, ready for the fight. Hunter's gonna go swinging. Instant headshot on Magisk.
Whoa, no
And
supporting utility here
nobody
for
at
him.
all. No util, nobody holding an angle. Hunter
Oh.
just completely takes the pressure off the site. Oh, but TSS doesn't get the kill as he exposes him through smoke. Now that utility comes back the other way, pelting the CTs that are left up, and all of a sudden, Malbs is going to activate from bottom middle.
Oh, okay.
G2 back through a site. This is Hunter going off now.
Absolutely. This is a moment that's the most worrying so far for Heroic. Yes, there was the one bad call that results in 2 more rounds won for
Heroic.
G2. Or for Heroic. For Jesus. So many teams, so many changes.
Sorry.
But he gets spotted under Balk. There is no utility. If people are out by Tetris, that is when they're actually at their most vulnerable on T side. If you can throw a flash, you're at their will, because anybody can swing from under Balk at any moment. It's very hard to play anti from that spot. But I don't think he even asked for utility, right? Surely someone would have come to try to help him clear that out. Instead, if you play under Balk, it's a great position. But if people know you're under Balk, you don't have anywhere to go. You can get spammed before you can even peek. So this is a free frag for Hunter. And that lack of support is one rare moment here for Falcons where I feel like they aren't playing together. The comms are a little bit wacky. And G2 can really sense an opportunity now.
Especially when you consider that TSS and Nico were just both floating around Con. Like, look, right there in that moment,
flash.
there is a flash that comes through from the other side.
Yeah, it's a T flash, but yeah, no.
Hunter
CT presence got
Hunter
flashed
just
off.
so out in the open, dude. Running that
Oh, it hit
risk
him.
felt like it had to be then and there. Now, this is a round that could get weird just because it's a single M4 and a single FAMAS. Magisk had a little extra, so they can play around in round 18. Falcons leading G2 9-8. Monacy Trying to be patient here as he hopes that an opportunity presents itself. One does, but he misses.
They really want, see, I just keep saying it, but when they want an idea, they commit to it, no matter how long it takes in the round. And the Falcons are always cluing into that. The second time they're pushing Palace on a play where they know it's an A ramp, this time they won't make the same mistake. So G2 right now are a team that when they try a new flavor of ice cream they like, they go back to the shop every day for the next week.
Get it in tubs. And Mulbs. That Molotov's going to bounce underneath Palace. This time there is no CT home. Not there, but there's plenty still around. Magic's Famas finding one. Nico is waiting for the time to strike. The M4 finds it, and then Kicksan gets a second. Nico, no, it's him instead from sight that pops up with one and looks around, but the sandwich player still stands. And Nico waiting for that support to come out from TSS. The slow encroach from jungle is coming, but he's taking his sweet time.
Here he
and
comes.
Nico still survives despite the nades. Sandwich held with 2 rifles. Falcons take 10.
Oh my God, man, that was... Connor, I just want to give you credit for making that sentence as long as possible because no one knew what was going to take place from default. Is it going to be the op shot? When is TSS going to help? He was sitting there in jungle for 10 years. He was watching Nico. Man, Nico's my favorite player. Then he realized, like, I have to help him. Nico's just trying to buy time for me to get closer. And then when he finally does, it's obviously beautiful. Here he comes. The one they couldn't dislodge. Heartbreak Hotel here for G2 now.
Oh, huge nade, and look at this.
And another A-ramp crawl out.
Gonna try to keep it simple, straight to the point. Out from ramp they come. Magis this time from the top rope, slides down and dies at the hands of Heavy God. Dexter from the ticket. We've still got players pressed up along the wall. Hunter with bomb on his back. And he hopes that he can find Nico. Doesn't want to, but he'll have to, and he will. Headshot straight. And as that smoke fades, TSS with a chance to interrupt, but he doesn't take the peek.
He might not have heard that.
TSS is just a second behind again. And Hunter, we're not able to get a second kill to Connector. All of a sudden, the jungle presence shown. That is all 3 CT spotted. Snacks knows what's up, but what can he do about it? Does m0NESY hold the line and Snacks just hang on?
It's gotta
this
be him.
op can do it. And as he goes back to the peak, he takes a bit more damage, loses the one in the smoke. Now Snacks is gonna have his hands busy, but he's done a good job of the reposition. Kicksan, no kit. Spam comes at him. And G2 with conviction back out from the A-ramp, and they work it out this time.
That's solid, man. That's a fight. And again, they copy and paste, man. Copy and paste when it comes to these A plays. Sonic looks completely dead inside, staring into the abyss here as he watches G2 crawl back into another. What's in his mind right now? What's in his mind right now? I can tell you what's in mine if I see this happen again. Magis on the balcony again. Another A-ramp walkout again. The defense is not getting better at dealing with this same play, but they are trying the same formula in defense. When the round goes on a little later, they get into good spots. They take Palace and whatever, but their opening setups, it's pretty much just been Magis going to the balcony, waiting for the attack to come in. Everybody please help me, and then whether or not it works comes down to the kills.
They're gonna have to another one out of the hat. This time the single op. Before it was the M4 and the Famas. And again, you know, content to go clear a path to at least get some kind of information. Information sets up X Factor.
That's refreshing to see a default here from G2.
Big reposition. Assuming that this is going to be a cat to be with bomb, and it is taking shape as so.
Nico has full vision, so they're not worried about that. They're funneling now into Dexter.
This is all they had. Nico will die over on the A site. The bomb is still committing, and m0NESY gets the better of the duel. Heavy God comes out, and they've already spotted this one player sliding into the back site. TSS should not be long for this world.
Nice one, G2.
As G2 are going to tie this game at 10 rounds a pop.
That's a great read from m0NESY and just exactly Dexter's pathing. He's the only thing that could have made that weird. And he's now m0NESY at the top of the board, it looks like, for G2, and at the top of the damn server as well. Surviving what we saw on Dust2, which was a total squash from Dexter. And that's annoying. Kicksan's still around. He's He's trying to keep him here. Okay.
Monacy has other ideas.
10-10, Connor. 10-10, map 3.
Can't believe it, dude.
Someone's going home.
How is this the appetizer?
I don't know. I don't know. Vitality phase.
You know, it
are
might
next.
not be. Vitality phase could just be the dessert.
What do you think, Nico?
I left
webs.
mid.
Being behind side, Damian, okay?
Tell me when you're ready.
The mill. I'm ready.
Let's see.
Looking B now.
I let you go alone.
Yeah, I'm
A
in
clear, A
kitchen.
clear, A clear.
Move towards.
I'm going too short now.
Going towards
Late
B.
3P, we're gonna play
I
retake
smoke
on there,
on.
boys.
Okay, good shit.
You want me to keep pushing?
I don't
You
see
can,
short.
you
I'm
can.
coming
You want me
towards
to
B.
re-smoke, Damian?
They smoke window now.
Stop, stop, stop,
Focus
stop.
on yourself.
On top mid, I think. On ramp.
Abdul, I'm taking car.
He left
Okay.
B, careful.
I smoke con again.
I'm running towards B
First
now.
contact, Abdul.
Okay.
I'll
I can boost window.
Or pick on me, it's fine.
Yeah, so it was
you have it.
Magisk, and he said they left to B, and that's what it looked like.
Yep.
In
Looked
reality,
like
might
one
have been-
player leaving.
Yeah, could have been. It was hard because he didn't hear anything, but he ran through Palace and they heard him as well.
Another
so
fast one. Another
All right.
fast one. This
Up
is
the
what
ramp
worked.
again.
Last time around, T's got through. And Dexter, it's a one and done. A double up on default yet again. Tess next to Nico. And he's going to hold him back. Snacks his head ripped off. Monacy finds the response immediately. But it's a 1v2 still left to piece together. Frag grenade to the box is so damn close.
we got vision.
And yet still so much time. So much time on 50 health. He hits the headshot again. And he runs. And as he runs, Nico spites him from behind. It's Falcons 11 first.
Just when he could have got away or got the kill. Nico pushes through the smoke. Monacy just slammed his hand into the desk. He nearly wins the clutch, Connor, and I wish I could highlight that. But can we pay attention to the fact that this is a 1v3? Why? Because they tried the same damn A play again out the ramp. They get hit with a nade, 2 playing default, Dexter with the up on jungle. What are these calls?
Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
Fair enough, they got away with it so many times, but how many times are you gonna bet on black before you expect the other team to get better at blocking?
Monasty's still ferocious. 21 kills, surpassing Nico on the other side. It is Monacy versus Nico in the deciding map with elimination. Cannot be understated.
Let that one go.
Thank you. Last time, promise. Pistols back out. How do you adapt? Because if you don't, you die. Fast charge up catwalk. They're going to try to play with tempo again. Spam comes out from connector. Softens 3 players, and yet Mulbs is still able to get that arch kill first. And it might not be pretty, but it could still work. Dexter stands up to the challenge. Double for him. Kicksan still got van control. And we've got G2 still trying to fight back this 2v4.
And Mulbs goes above. There's a chance he can get Dexter, and he finds him.
Yes! From the top of the van, and he goes back again, and this time the bullets go past him. This was a 2v4, and it falls silent because bomb is on the ground.
Best chance so far here for G2, but Nico's on the prowl.
He's got Magisk right with him. Heavy God behind the arch, and they're just going to pause, and as they do, Nico looks to make the first move.
There's going to be a timing where this...
There it is!
There it is.
But there's a second player in the same place. Magisk's clutch potential so high in this series. He's now been found out. Heavy God still behind Arch. Mulbs on half health. 3 kills into this round alone. And as Magisk gets shaved down to 68, the T's look to disengage. Back, Cat, they come at him, and they hit that headshot. A 2v4 out of G2 to tie us at 11 all.
Oh, wow, look at that. The minute they try something new into B, and they get their first kill so easily. Credit to Dexter for putting up an effort with his 2 op frags. But overall, Mulbs found the golden opportunity. Jumping up on the van with that van pillar smoke over to kill Dexter. Key trade. And the pause in the 2v2 is brilliant here for G2. They give themselves a chance. You know, whenever people are walking out of the market door, they have a long corridor to get through. You have an opportunity for them to be looking around, and now...
Fire with fire. It's lesser buys. Oh, MP9 taking a lot of damage out here in mid, and Mulbs is going to make the difference. Kicksan into the apartments, hears them pulling back.
Oh my god, they almost went through that.
But he can't really afford to chase this. He tucks in and they start to leave.
He has to take some kind of risk, but Heavy God's watching
Yeah,
it.
easy pickup.
Oh my God, G2 are going to get 12 first. I can't believe my eyes. After that miscomm so early on in the half, 2 conversions, the total comeback, and a chance to actually close this game out 13-11.
It was an 8-4 first half put forth by Falcons. With pistol win, they celebrated, but maybe, just maybe, too early.
Just because Heavy God was running back to spawn to set up more grenades for A. Just that one moment of timing granted G2 a golden opportunity, and they seized it with both hands. And now Falcons, after probably spending the majority of this series, grinning, thinking they could eliminate G2, may have that ripped from their hands.
3 rounds of loss bonus. There are players on the Falcons side with $0 in their bank accounts. This was a solid buy that they hoped would net them something. There are 3 players with $2,900 here for Falcons. Dexter will be the most equipped, and even that should be shy of an op.
We know how crucial that is for Dexter.
One wrong call in round 14 offered this opening over to G2.
Looking to win their first series on land this year. For G2, it seemed so unlikely. Even at the end of the first half, it ends on them getting deagled. It could have been a 7-5 half. Instead, it was 8-4.
Man, they tried to go swinging and they met their maker.
Heavy God, man.
Yep. Very good presence of mind.
Yes.
To make sure that one doesn't slip through. Dexter, oh, he does get the op.
Oh, okay. All right. That actually keeps odds alive.
Man.
Again, another set play here out of G2, but something a little different. Nico, he didn't see that.
Oh, now he's in the smoke.
Mobs
and
is watching his exit.
Surrounded.
He's
Doomed.
just dead.
Doomed. G2, 5v3. MP9s for Kicksan and Magisk. Pressure into the A
my
site.
God.
It was simplicity that was starting to cost them. And yet aggression cranked to the 10 is what got G2 up that catwalk. It's what got them in this A site. Magisk and Dexter will respond, but it does not feel like it's enough. Dexter missed chance. That could have been critical. Both kills could have been theirs. And instead, 13-11 for G2. A Falcons team featuring Nico, his first chance, and he had them against the wall. It would have been at the cost of his friends and his family. But they show resilience today, and they send Falcons packing.
I can't believe that we're watching this. This is